Yo everyone, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is DFree. Here today we're going to be talking about Gogeta Blue. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe if you are new for more content. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into the discussion. We have several things I want to talk about here. So one thing that's been really hot as a topic for the 5-year anniversary in the Dokkan community over the course of the last few months is the idea of Gogeta Blue. Now, obviously that kind of started off as just, hey, it would be really cool if we got this, right? And there are different combinations of Vegito and so. We'll talk about some of that stuff later on, and feel free to join in on the discussion as well. But obviously that's where it started, but the idea actually got traction when we started hearing about, you know, a figure and stuff like that. So there's actually a lot of figures that are going on right now that Bandai is producing, whether it's a collaboration between Dokkan or Legends and things like that. So there's a lot of Dragon Ball figures, even in excess in circulation right now. So when it comes down to Dokkan, there's several collaboration figures coming out. But one thing that I want to kind of point out is what Baggy Sane mentions here. And I actually did get a chance to talk to him about his opinions on some of this stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So again, for all intents and purposes, this is pretty much confirmed, but just not, right? We still need to wait and see, but it looks like it's extremely likely to happen. So kind of tread lightly. Don't go around saying it's, again, confirmed, because it's not. But if I had to guess, I'd say this is most likely what's going to happen based on the things that we'll talk about in this video. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. Today's video like goal is 2,000 likes if you enjoy the content. Also, this news came out yesterday. I was really busy being a father, so I didn't get around to it. Let's go ahead and read what Omar says here, and then we'll also kind of, again, go into what we talk about, and then we'll talk about some other stuff here. So bear with me through the video. So mini thread, Dokkan 5th anniversary, clearing up some misconceptions that he is seeing. In 2018, Bandai solicited a provisional Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta figure for February 2019, along with a Dokkan Kuji. So 2019 February is, yes, you guessed it, the time of the anniversary for the Japanese version of the game. So he said that Bandai basically had a provisional SS4 Vegeta figure in the works, and it was set to be released in 2019 of February, right? And he said also that was alongside a Dokkan Kuji, so a Dokkan collaboration figure was coming out alongside that. Vegeta was revealed to be the 4th anniversary related with the Kuji, having the other SS4 Goku as a collab. So pretty much, long story short, they hinted at, and there was some indicators beforehand, that the upcoming 4th anniversary would have figures centered around SS4 Goku and Vegeta. And at that time, it was like, oh, are these going to be our units, right? It was a very interesting time seeing the figures that were in circulation and just ideas, right? And they did actually wind up being our anniversary units overall, obviously, in hindsight. So, and just for a context for you guys, this is what those figures do look like. They are obviously out in circulation. I own them myself and stuff like that. So we had the 4th anniversary Vegeta and Goku figures as well. Don't ask me why the Goku one is so much bigger, but okay. There we go. So yeah, they are in circulation. Obviously, this was a thing. 4th anniversary for Dokkan Battle, right? So let's go back to the thread here. And he also does show some images here. A provisional, title for a GT Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta figure. And then also Ultimate Evolution there. So, like, again, this wound up being our 4th year anniversary stuff. And they also did come out alongside other figures, I believe. Like, I believe there was SS4 Gogeta and stuff like that, which is why it was a very hot idea that we'd get an SS4 Gogeta for the anniversary, too. So, in 2019, so he's talking about in current time, Bandai solicited a provisional SSG SS Gogeta figure, so SS Blue Gogeta, for February 2020, alongside another Dokkan Kuji, which includes a question mark figure. And further, not one of the regular figures is an SSG SS Gogeta, but an old SS Gogeta. 1 + 1 = 2. So what he's saying here is they're basically doing the same thing. So the thing is that we don't know what the other figure would be. It's just, again, she's mentioning SSGSS, which again is the, okay, so there's always this thing. SSGSS is just SS Blue. If for anybody that doesn't know, this was the original name before they decided, oh, hey, in the manga first, I believe, let's call it SS Blue. And then later on, Blue actually makes its way to the anime and so on and so forth, and that's what we call it now. But the name on all the merch was and still is, this is why it's this in the game too, SSGSS, right? They don't actually mention Blue generally in games. And all the merch, the toys, all of it, right? So just for, for clarification there. So let me actually get into some of what we talked about, me and him. So I asked him, are you saying that they're doing the same thing that they did last year with Dokkan? And he said, yeah, it's way too suspicious that February 2020, like February 2019, has a provisional prize figure. By provisional, they just mean unlabeled for now, i.e. not part of any ongoing line. So that's what he means by provisional. He says February 2020 also has a Dokkan Kuji like 2019 and one with question marks as the SP prize. All but seals it. They did the same last year for provisional Vegeta, ended up being main 4th anniversary figure, and the Goku ended up being the SP prize for the Kuji. So in other words, SSG Gogeta is all but confirmed to be the 5th anniversary related. So related is a very loose term, by the way. And I don't want to. Okay, we could get a free Gogeta for all we know, right? I don't know, right? It could be anything. It could be anything. But part of me is actually really hoping that they finally use that unused blue Gogeta art from the V-Jump scan. My thumbnail, I'll probably just have it on the thumbnail. Anyways, so it's all but confirmed to be 5th anniversary related, leaving the mystery that won't be revealed until February. Information on the February regular prize figures lifts in a few weeks, so we will see what the Gogeta will look like. So in a few weeks, we should be able to see what the Gogeta looks like. In a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. And I said, okay, that makes sense. Thanks for the info. What do you expect we'll have? When do you expect we'll have info on the hidden Kuji with the question marks? And he said that won't be unveiled until the actual 5th anniversary gets revealed in February. So huge shout out to Omar/Baggy Saiyans. He's basically saying, by the way, follow him down below. He's basically saying, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, they did the same thing last year with Vegeta, right? And this year it looks like they're doing the same thing as last year, but this time around with SS Blue Gogeta. And all but confirms Gogeta will be related to the 5th anniversary on Dokkan Battle, and we don't know what the other figure is, and we won't know what that other figure is until we get pretty much right on the heels of the anniversary, right? So that's something to really be interested in. And as far as the last year's celebration went, the funny thing is we actually, they're around the time of the 4th anniversary, and I assume it'll happen again this year, and it generally happens with every anniversary. There's like fan art or fake leaks and stuff like that kind of comes out, so you have to be very diligent with what you look at and what you report on if you're from the YouTuber perspective or influencer perspective, right? But there was something that really interesting that happened last year. We had images of the figures come out last year, these Goku and Vegeta figures, and their actual, not the figures, excuse me, but their actual in-game art. So for whatever reason, somehow, some way, somebody got the actual in-game art for those characters and leaked it at least a couple of months in advance, and we all kind of brushed it off, but it wound up actually being true, right? So there could be something like that happens again, but just for the record, like, not everything that we have out there is going to be fake, but not everything is going to be real, right? So it's really going to be an interesting time. And again, we're on the heels almost. We're at the end of the year already, and the beginning of the next year is when we're going to be looking at that anniversary. So for the recap, this is the banner that we did get for the 4-year stuff. And again, here are the figures. You guys can check out this post. I'll leave it down below. This is just a eBay post. If you want to buy them, you can definitely do that. So Gogeta. So here's a look at the Gogetas currently in the game, right? There's not a ton, but I will say that the Gogeta that I would like to see happen is just outright, just regular SS Blue Gogeta. The reason why is because there's no name interference. It's not going to be just regular Gogeta that transform into blue. I mean, it could be, but I would hope not, because we have one at least in the game, albeit he's a free unit, and I mean, we could stand to get another one, right? And then we also definitely don't want him to clash with Super Saiyan. I wouldn't mind if he's base, but, you know, that's not really how it went in the movie. So, anyway, so overall, like, I would love for it to be blue, because there would be no name, competition or anything like that. So what do I think are the most likely units to come out alongside this? Like, as far as like the other figure is concerned, they can do something really interesting where they just go, oh, let's just kind of retread similar content and put out a Broly, right? And LR Broly, okay, let me say this. I don't think that it needs to be like Ultra Instinct Goku and stuff like that. Incredible hype like this just for the anniversary. The anniversary is going to get them first place on the merits of having Gogeta alone, right? And Broly is a pretty popular character too, so he would not be a slouch, man. If they could do something like that, and it would work perfectly fine, right? But if they really want to capitalize on hype and drive the sales, I think there are some better options than Broly for the second figure, right? Like, most notably, I think the most popular idea would be another Blue Gogeta. Now, the thing about this is that, unlike Vegito, there is actually going to be, or not Vegito, excuse me, Gogeta, there actually would be some solid competition for Vegito cards name-wise. So that's my only hiccup on this, but I mean, if we get a better option, we get a better option, man. It is what it is, right? And that means that they could also, if we do get a figure in a new 5th anniversary unit for Vegito, they could potentially save the physical Vegito's EZA until that time and stuff like that. Like, it can kind of line up if they wanted to. I don't think they'd wait AGL, but I mean, they could, right? It could kind of line up that way if they wanted to. So that's why I think Vegito and Gogeta makes the most sense. But again, we kind of got that for year 3 anyway. They'd just be in blue form, unless they're fusing or whatever. I don't know, right? It would either be the same thing, similar thing, or just completely different, right? So that works. Another good idea, though, as I mentioned previously, would be if they really want to capitalize on hype. We do not have a complete Ultra Instinct Goku in the game. We have Ultra Instinct Sign. We do not have the regular white-haired Ultra Instinct, right? We don't have that as an individual card in the game, right? The one we do have is a transforming Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. So that'd be an idea. Gogeta is all but confirmed. At this point, it's just more or less piecing together the other units. Not to mention the fact that there could be like a part 2. Like, imagine if we got Gogeta and Vegito, and then part 2 is Jiren and Ultra Instinct, or maybe it's Jiren and Ultra Instinct and then also Gogeta and Broly. Like, that type of stuff would be incredibly hype, and they would work out really, really well. And if we go back and look back to the Legendary Election, there are some LRs that could potentially come out as well, like a fused Zamasu. I think that that would be a good candidate too. It would be kind of weird to market Gogeta alongside, or UI Goku or whoever, alongside a fused Zamasu, so we'd have to see what happens. But more or less just speculation. But again, huge shout outs to Omar, of course. Be sure to follow him for more information. And he does say, yeah, in a week or 2, we should have images for the Gogeta. I'm hoping that it's for that unused blue Gogeta art that was in the V-Jump initially. We were all looking at that like, wait, what's this? This is going to be like an LR or something. Didn't wind up being anything, right? I believe it's just from story mode, but they had it on an actual card, so hopefully that winds up being the case. Okay, never mind. Maybe that'd be one of the forms, maybe like the TUR or something. I don't think that art's great enough to be an LR. I don't know. I'd like it to be more simple than that. Maybe just a regular pose or something. Anyways, though, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And again, huge shout out once again to Omar, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.